Hey, it's me, Vicki Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. Look, I just wanted to tell you about this very sad discovery in the Orihuela Costa. So we've followed a couple of cases from the Orihuela Costa in Spain, haven't we? Particularly the case of John George, which was an incident that happened in Orihuela Costa. And this is a metal detecting club from Torrevieja that were on the Lasagna beach on the 3rd of May. Well, actually, it was the 2nd of May when they made this discovery. And yeah, made a discovery of a body washed up on the beach, the body of a man. And the more I'm definitely so put off swimming in the sea. It's not the first time that a body has been washed up. There's been lots of bodies washed up over the years, and quite often they're a result of red rum. Bodies sometimes are washed up and they're covered in plastic bags and duct tape, etc. This one wasn't, from what I can gather. Now, we don't know anything about. All we know is it is a man, and according to this person who's posted in Metal Detecting Club, uh, it looked like it had been there for some time. It's very sad, isn't it? So there's a lot of different things that could be reasons that that body could be there. I suppose the Guardia Civil will make an investigation. They need to identify the body. Now, there are quite often, bless them, migrants wash up, that have come to an unfortunate end, sort of trying to get somewhere safe, get to refuge or whatever. That quite often happens. So it could be a migrant, of course, could be someone who'd, sadly decided to end their own life. Could be the result of foul play. So all that has got to be investigated. But it's just the thought, isn't it, of the sea holds such big secrets, doesn't it? So yeah, according to the gentleman posting here, I'm presuming it's a man. It could have been a woman, of course. In the Torrevieja Metal Detecting Club, a sad and cold meet yesterday morning at Lasagna Beach, as there was a corpse that had been washed up on the beach as we arrived at 7:30, and obviously this man had been in the water for quite some time. That's a very traumatic thing to find, isn't it, as well? I hope they're okay, because it just seems to me that's quite a traumatic thing to come across, isn't it? When you're just out there doing your hobby of metal detecting. Um, what was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, so Lasagna, let me just remind you where it is. It's in the Alicante area, in the Orihuela Costa region. Let's have a look at it on Google Maps, actually, so you can just see how close it is to sort of where John George allegedly was shot, in that apartment where he was. Lots of other cases that we've looked at where young Henry disappeared, of course. We looked at the case of Henry Jimenez that disappeared. He's never been found. I doubt very much if it's him, but yeah, it's just. Now, I don't think you'll see it much. I haven't really seen it much in the Spanish press. I wouldn't imagine anybody wants to really advertise that bodies. I think if people knew how many bodies do turn up on beaches, I mean, certainly, unfortunately, as I've become interested in the world of true crime, and not only that, before that, I've seen cases of this happening before. It just puts you off going in the sea, doesn't it? Literally puts you off going in the sea. Well, it puts me off going in the sea anyway. Feel like I'm getting scared of everything these days, which is not a good thing. Right, where is it? Just wanted to give you an idea where it is, because a lot of you will know Lasagna, whether you're in Spain or not. Here we go. So, Cabaroig, you might know that beach. Lasagna Beach. If we go further up this way, we come to Torrevieja. There's Torrevieja. The Salt Lakes. Somewhere over here this way is Rocales, where poor John was found. Somewhere in this area, I think. So, yeah, and then if we extend even further out, here's Benidorm here. So here you can see where it is in relation. Most people will know Benidorm. Alicante is, of course, where the airport is, where people fly into to go to Benidorm or to come down this way to Lasagna. And this sort of area is called the Orihuela Costa, the coast of Orihuela. There's a lot of lovely beaches along here. So Lasagna is one of the most popular beaches. Lasagna is popular for its waves. You know, you can, if you like wave jumping or you like a choppier sea, Lasagna is the beach to go to. It's not particularly safe beach. I have to say, if I had when my son was young, if I ever went to any of these beaches along the Orihuela Costa, I would avoid Lasagna like the plague. It's not the beach to go if you're not a very strong swimmer, because there are very strong currents there. Also, it looks calm sometimes, but there's always strong currents at Lasagna. But it's a popular beach. It's lovely. The water's lovely, but as I say, it's not a massive beach either. It's quite small. But there's a nice bar sort of looking out onto it, where you can sit and have a drink sort of in the winter, maybe at the times when it's too cold to sit on the beach. Get a nice view up there. Yeah, so it's a nice beach. All the beaches are nice. But Lasagna, just a little sort of warning, I suppose, to anyone who's thinking of going to Lasagna Beach. If you're not a particularly strong swimmer, don't go too far out. There are very strong undercurrents at Lasagna Beach. And if you lived here in Spain, you get to know the different beaches. I've been to probably most of those beaches at some point along the coast. I know which ones are dangerous or more. They're all dangerous in their own way. You have to be careful around water always. But some are more dangerous than others. And Lasagna is probably one of the most notorious ones for its currents, underwater currents. So can look okay, but it's all happening underneath, So there's another beach somewhere up this way. Guadamar, that's another one that's quite notorious. Then if you go to Campoamor is probably the safest one for children, but even safer if there's a place you may have heard of La Manga and the Mar Menor, which is further down this way towards Cartagena. That is probably the safest as far as currents are concerned. But as I say, none of them are completely safe. So make sure your children, and you really, I suppose, depending on, if you're going to go any further than paddling, really, you should have a little life jacket on. We've seen that from the water safety videos that we've done that I'm going to be doing more of. So, yeah, now it could be this poor soul may have sort of thinking if they'd sort of gone missing, like got swept away, but would they not have been reported missing? So to me, it seems likely that they've come off a migrant boat, which is very sad. Very, very sad. Well, it's all sad. At the end of the day, there's a soul. Some poor soul has lost their lives there. So I hope the Guardian, I'm sure they'll do a thorough investigation. They may be able to link them up with somebody who has been reported missing. And, maybe some family somewhere will get very sad news, but at least it's, a resolutions to what has happened to their loved one. So let's just finish off what they say on this Facebook post. The police were there by 8 o'clock with the pathologist who photographed the body, placed it in a body bag and then in a plastic coffin and took this poor soul away. Thoughts are with his family, may he rest in peace. Yep, rest in eternal peace. So these are pictures of the beach. They're not pictures of the corpse, of course. This is the hotel on the Lasagne beach. So it looks like it. So as we've just had Easter, the beaches will have been sort of looked after. Look, you can see this is the lifeguard station there. The beach has been, looks like the beach cleaner has been there, they come in the mornings to sort of just clean the beach and what's the word for what they do there? I don't know, like plough it, so it's obviously, we're coming up to the season soon as well. Yeah, so this is just pictures of the beach itself. So yeah, just so I think the reason I wanted to just talk about this is, you have to be aware of these things. And also, at the end of the day, you must be careful. We're going to do a lot on water safety, after having, had Becky Ramsey on a couple of times. She's a big water safety campaigner after losing her son to drowning 13 years ago. And then we've also had Phil on from Beneath the Surface with good advice about how to avoid getting into it. Now, we've talked mainly about rivers and lakes and those kind of things, but the sea, you have to respect it. It's like you have to respect the sun, all parts of nature. You can have fun, of course, but you always have to be aware that things can go wrong. So yes, some sort of little life jacket is always useful to wear, isn't it? And for your animals as well. Okay, that's it. So take care till I see you again. May your God go with you, and prayers for that poor soul. In fact, let's light a candle for the person, whoever it was. May they rest in peace. And anyway, I hope that if whoever it is, I hope their family get to know about it, because somebody somewhere maybe is missing a loved one. And I hope that they're managed to, some resolution is given to them. Okay, thank you.